So, new channel, new stream, should be live now, as far as I can tell. Just double checking properties on all my stuff, my, make sure my audio is good. Mr. Bucket's been around the block enough times, I think, to know to know the way my ADD brain works. Why am I filters? That's what I'm looking for. Filters. Limiter. I feel like I'm limiting my audio just a little too much. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. New channel, new stream. Let's check the second camera angle. Hello, folks. Hi over there. Let's try this angle. Hi. That is a bit blown out, but it exists. So, sounds good. Awesome. 5x5. Woo! Alright, folks, let me drop a quick announcement that we are live over on Twitter's. Tweet. X. Oh my gosh, it actually says X in here now. Drop an X announcement that we're live. Going live now on the new channel. Okay, rad. All right, that looks pretty good to me. Let me get stream pulled up on the camera. We're going to be unboxing the Bambu Lab A1 3D printer. So we got the whole combo with the AMS Lite. I'm going to be putting that together. I also printed the parts for the top mount for the AMS Lite, because screw leaving that on the bench next to the machine. It's silly. So, top chat, no, I want live chat. Help if the TV turns on. How was everybody's Saturday? Welcome to the new channel that I'd hoped to stream live 2 days ago with. But here we are. The goal is to be streaming on Thursday evenings for, oh, I've got Scotty's video pulled up. Strange Parts just did a tour of Prusa Research, which we've seen tours before, but his is the most complete one I've ever seen. Oh yeah. While we're waiting for anybody stragglers to join in here, let's check out my lovely rail that I got in this week. Gantry for my Trident build. It's kind of yeah, looks like somebody wrapped it over somebody's head. That's beautiful. It's lovely. So looks like FedEx stepped on it in shipment, you know, as these things happen. So thought about watching, but didn't want to miss the first stream. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I'm going to tweet once again. Quote tweet myself. Nope, that's Scotty's video. I would stream... I like Scotty and I would like to promote him, but I would also like to promote that I am live right now. Cool. Alright, let's get into this. I'm not going to mess around. This is a brand new channel. I don't expect an amazing turnout for this stream. Oh, this will totally buff out. You're right. No problem. If I just pull really hard, I could probably straighten it out. Tension shaping. That's a thing, isn't it? Got the Gloop mug now. We're going to be using Gloop mugs from now on for streams. Why are you not going away? There's like an overlay on the TV that's usually behind the camera, and it won't go away. It's not timing out. Go. Ugh. I don't know why. I don't have time to mess with this. Let me find the remote for the TV really quickly. I'll turn the music up for a second. Hammer and dolly. I mean, I'm pretty good with a hammer and dolly. I don't know that I'm that good. Okay, 3D Musketeers, Grant is in the house. We got Tor here. Too loud on the music, sorry about that. Sorry about that, I dialed it up too much. So. Thoughts on teaching tech's New Year's goal. Haven't watched that video yet. I've been really busy this week with Adam, Vector 3D in the house, welcome. I've been really much better now, thank you. What? I've been really busy with business stuff this week. I've been running around getting last minute tax stuff done that had to be done by the end of the year. And of course I waited way too long on that and ended up where none of it got done. Not none. Some of it didn't get done. Is what it is. Banks and whatever on the holiday week did not want to work with me particularly well. Doesn't matter. Let's get to unboxing the Bambu Lab A1. First things first, might as well get it out of the way. Carrie, welcome. New channel, new year, starting off fresh. This is the stream channel. So unboxings like this probably won't be that common in the future, as I'm trying not to accept every machine that comes along anymore. But I've got 3 Voron builds. End of the year is always crunch, but new you, yeah. I've got 3 Voron builds coming up, V0, Trident, and 2.4, all kinds of stuff, and I want to have a home for this stuff, and I don't feel like the main channel, I feel like it gets cluttered when you have live stream video, and it gets confusing. I have people so often who are like, oh, you know, they check one of my unboxings of a 3D printer and they expect that it's going to be a review of that 3D printer, and I'm like, no, it's a stream. Like, I want a dedicated home for streams. That's what this is, Mandic Labs. Throw on the lab coat. It's the laboratory. So, it's too warm in here. I'm not wearing that. But I do have my beaker of tea thanks to 3D Gloop. So, we're ready to start our stream with the A1 Combo. Alright. This thing, I've got to get it out of the box. I actually already pulled it out of the box once, but I didn't unbox it yet. Let me get it down on the floor, and we'll take a look at it. Get it out of here. Ugh. Packing air pillow. If you get a chance, would you review the Orange Storm Giga? Nope. Nope. We'll talk about that in a second. I hate this. How you get this out of the box. Pick up your entire 3D printer, buy plastic. And not 3D printed plastic, bag plastic. So. I do not like that. I don't like that they have people do that. I wonder how many people drop their machines. No one has the room to review the Giga. Absolutely true. To my knowledge, no one is getting an Orange Storm Giga for review. I've talked to people you would expect are going to get one, and they're not. Lee, welcome. You would need a bigger lab. Absolutely true. There's stuff falling off everywhere. Cardboard. Bag. Big bag of desiccant fell out the bottom. The piddly amount of filament that comes with this thing, like every machine, unfortunately. What's this camera angle look like? Ah, there we go. And the tubes for the AMS Lite. So, the tubes for the AMS Lite. Alright. cardboard off the top of here. Let's lower this down a little bit. The Orange Storm Giga is big, not that interesting beyond that. You're not wrong. There's not a lot with it that I particularly find that interesting. At least the P1S had 3 250-gram spools. Yeah, budget. It's my only thing I can think. You know, they're trying to hit a budget price point with this thing, so we do get the filament swatches, so we get a full range of these. Gonna need a larger desk, yes. I really should have a bigger desk, but there's only so much room in the studio. I sacrificed desk space, and I really wish I hadn't sometimes, so maybe in the new year I'll justify. 3D Medic, welcome! Afternoon. I hate when these cardboard flaps get stuck in here. What does this look like? I haven't seen these swatches in hand. Oh, look at that. You get all the fun colors. Bloop. A whole range of colors and filament choices, materials, so you can compare them if you're interested. I don't use Bambu's materials much, so not much for me. Oh, I just realized our build sheet is attached to the cardboard top. Okay, we got our instructions and our build sheet, which is gold. I wish it was black. I wish this was black. Oh. Well, there's a paper tab to tear here, but... Steve on right now too? Ah, shit, I'm sorry. I didn't realize Steve was going... I looked and I made sure Nero wasn't streaming right now. I didn't realize Steve would be live right now. I thought he usually does Sundays. This is not my intended time. It was just this week. I only had chance to do it right now. So I'm using Bambu PETG. It prints well on the P1P. I have had zero luck with PETG on the... I've had zero luck with PETG on the Bambu machines. Steve's is a member-only stream. That's why I didn't see it. Yep, okay, that makes sense. I am not a channel member. I would love to be a channel member of everybody I'm friends with, but then I would go broke. So, yeah. So, there were performance problems with the black sheets. That sucks, but I don't know. There's gotta be, somebody's gotta make a decent black sheet. I've got a black smooth PEI bed on my X1 that I love, except for the homing spot on the bed is getting torn up. Terrible design. Here's the AMS Lite mount that we won't be using. I printed the top mount parts for this, as I've noted. These come out here. Oh, these little hubs for the filament. Those are like fun little stress toys. It is the same bed as the X1 and the X1's or the P1. So the bed sheets off of the X1 and P1 series will fit on the A1 and vice versa. That's like the one part that translates between the two machines. Or three series. We got our little toolkit here. And we can lose a piece of foam. Alright, then the AMS Lite. Wow, they are not kidding. This feels like a toy. This thing's ridiculously light. I'm not mad about that because it's going to be like sitting on top of the machine, so yay, but ow, that is light. How do these go on here? We got the orange ones, so they are color coded. That's nice. So we can see which one's which here. The orange one goes to the orange. Boom. There's that. Green one. Green, orange, there we go, and another green one. Boom. All right, cool. I'll set this aside for now. This seriously feels like a toy from when I was a kid. Like it just needs some printable wheels, and this will be like some battle tank from an 80s cartoon or something. I'd never got an A1 Mini, so this is my first go with any of the A1 series products. There's the spool holder if you're not running the AMS Lite, which I will be, so I don't really have much use for this. Might as well just leave it in here because I'm not using it. Power cord and the filament cutter wiper system, the flinger, the poo flinger, the technical term. I love that one of the many things that Bambu has changed about the industry is that we now refer to our machines as pooping, saying that they poop. And yeah, it's like, I love when we can't take things seriously. It's perfect. Not complaining in the least. I legitimately mean that. All right, we got a handful of zip ties holding our axes in place. Looks like I gotta undo these to get this out of here. And we've got our Z-axis. Dropping pieces of foam. Oh, yeah, Emily the engineer made a toilet. I saw that. I haven't watched any of it, but I've had so little time for content this week. Watching people's. I don't know why there's packing tape on this thing. But there is our gantry. Hefty. Not a joke. So it looks like custom aluminum extrusions on the Z-axis and the crossbar at the top. Can't see the gantry yet. We'll get to that in a moment. And now we can get the main machine out of here. I'll bring the table back up. Move the microphone. All right, and the main show, the main machine. Now this, I feel like the Z-axis feels heavier than the base. It's one thing, like I gave away the AnchorMake M5C last night to somebody, and that thing is so hefty. The cast aluminum base that it has on there is like, it's serious, and this continues the feeling of like a toy. I guess that's part of like cost down manufacturing, where like as you're injection molding parts and you're streamlining the process of building things, they get lighter. So I'm not complaining, it just is what it is. We got a protective film on here. Let's switch to another camera angle quick. Let's do the weird webcam view, the Osmo. Here we go. And we'll peel with this one. Got a protective film over the magnets. Toss that. Didn't leave any sticky residue. Thoughts on AnchorMake's multicolor system? Seems overly complicated to me. Really neat idea, I guess. Feels like it's behind where it should be. I don't know how to put that. Like, would have been nice if they came out with that, just like the M5. The M5 would have been an amazing machine if it came out a year before the Bambu machines. It just dropped at a bad time, and I feel like the multicolor system is probably going to be the same way. I may be getting one, no confirmation yet, whenever they're available, sometime in 2024. I've talked to Anchor about it. I said I would be happy to check it out. Don't know. Nights, great to chat with you at Smurf. It was great to chat with everybody at Smurf. Thank you folks for coming out, hanging out, chatting. It was an excellent event. Why am I on this camera angle? Sorry, I'm looking at this camera, not that camera. It was great time. thank you so much to everybody who came out to Smurf. It was fun. It was great to meet people, have nice conversations, good hangout time with folks I got to. So, for a second I thought it looked like there's a missing screw, because there's 3 screws, but this 4th spot doesn't have a screw in it, but there's also not countersunk for a screw. That's a little weird. Okay. All right. Now we got to put the gantry onto here. I think this panel comes off. Pretty sure. Oh, no, it goes in from underneath. That does not come off. Okay. What's the way it's going to make the most sense to do this? On this table. I don't know. Is there hardware in here? I didn't see hardware anywhere. There's the hardware. Some of it. A replacement wiper. Got a little bit of grease in here. Cheesy hex key. T-handles. Ask Adam how many screws it should have. He counted them all. I didn't watch Adam's on teardown. How many screws did it have, Adam? Alright, we got for the scraper, for the AMS stand. I thought it was supposed to come with... Huh. I was fairly sure it's supposed to come with hardware for the top mount AMS kit. But I'm not seeing it. I specifically did this, or printed it, many. Perfect. I love the thorough documentation. Yeah, I'm not seeing the screw for the screws for the top mount. And I do not want this on the side of this thing. I don't have enough desk space for that. It is an interesting change up that they went to a somewhat more traditional bed on this versus the X1 or the P1 series with the embedded magnets and a regular, more traditional aluminum bed. I'm betting that's probably down to the heater element that they use, that like oven, the stove top range hood thing, or range thing that they have on there. Guessing, don't know. All right. Here's our Z-axes. Let's get some of this out of here. Thought they reused some of the screws for the top mount. I don't know. All I know is I looked at the official. I printed the official top mount, not anybody's mod, and it said that the hardware should be included with the kit. That's all it really said. So I haven't looked at the instructions for it yet. We'll do that once. I think we'll probably get this together. Maybe throw a spool holder on it, get it to printing, and I'll put the top mount on. Hedgehog makes it to the first stream. Welcome. And we'll see from there. So. All right. There is our little 50-15 part cooling fan hiding under the gantry there. It sticks way far out from the front of this stuff. Like, feels so far out there. Part cooling fan back here. Filament cutter on this side. It feels smoother than the filament cutter on my X1. Oh, wow. It's using a non-pancake stepper for the extruder, but it's still a small, like, NEMA 14-ish thing. Interesting. Okay. Alright. So, I got my base screws here. Let's get to putting this together. Looks like 2.5 millimeter LTT screwdriver, lttstore.com. Even though his channel's not monetized yet, so I can't do anything with that. Hey, if you want to support streams like this, consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/Mandic, really. Because this channel's not monetized, and it probably won't be for quite some time. So, That's the one major flaw of switching up to this new channel. All right, flip this thing over. Let's try this. This has to like, yeah, okay. Tilt through here, turn. Oh, the Z-axis motor hides up inside the housing. That's weird. Okay, that's looking good. Is that a good angle? Eh, sure. All right, let's get some screws in this thing. Move the microphone. Don't like the way it looks. Can't argue with that. Great layout for streaming. Thank you. The studio will actually be changing in the near future. Where do these screws go in here? I mean, maybe I should refer to the instructions at some point in this video, the stream. The studio will be changing in the very near future. I've got a big upgrade coming. Was my Christmas present from my lovely wife. Okay. Base housing, build plates. 4 screws there. Okay, yeah, 4 screws there. Effective. I can tell you folks, you're here. What the heck? This is the hard part, is I can't see what I'm doing. I should really be looking through these holes, but you know, it's more fun for you folks if I don't. All right, I'm gonna go around and take a look. I can't see in here. These seem like they're way too long. AMS stand, scraper. There's no shorter screws for this. I can see the hole. Somewhere here I have a flashlight. A V24, I have no intention of building a V24 right now. I would love to, but it is just too damn big for my studio. Oh, I'm an idiot. I reused the screws. They're in there. That's my fault. The screws are in there right now, and I didn't take them out. Thought they seemed like they're way too long. Just to clear it as an extension to your studio, you're not wrong. Why are you 24 followers and have a better quality stream than other people? I think that's what you're trying to say. Because this is my second channel and I don't mess around. I don't mess around. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. That's better. See, that makes way more sense now. Okay. Gee, it helps if you take the screws out, Alan. Still, this is really fiddly to line up. Really fiddly to line up. And now the screw's stuck in there. This is dumb. Bamboo. Recessed holes is not a good idea. Oh my god, this doesn't even stick in here well. This is terrible. This is kind of terrible, Bamboo. They went from one of the easiest setups around with the P1 and the X1 series to this is really freaking annoying. I have this tiny little window of a hole to stick this through. Get Modbot Army vibes from the live stream. I mean, Daniel was the inspiration, is like me changing this new second platform, or second channel. So I appreciate that. I'm not gonna be mad about being compared to Daniel. Any plans for Remurf? Isn't there a cover you take off? There is on the other side, not on here. There's a cover on the other side, but this side you got to go through these holes. Yeah. Take those out, slip this in. Boop, boop, boop. Oh. I guess they want me to put the screws in the top first, or not these ones at all. I don't know. Maybe not these ones at all? Seems strange. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe that's why. If I have to take these screws out to... I'm not taking that one out. I've already got it started back in. Seems like a strange way to do it. Why would I need to take out screws on the bottom, then flip it over and put screws in the top first? Let's flip it back and take a look. Have you tried leveling the bed? You know what? I think you might be onto something there. My nerves is what you're onto. Oh, come on. Why is this... Are there any improvements in the camera from the A1 over the A1 Mini? I don't have a Mini to compare, but as far as I've seen, no. It still looks like a potato looking down at the bed. All right, this cover comes out. And now screws go down through here. Well, this is a lot easier. Okay, so it helps if you do it the right way. Step 1. 0.5. 6. 32. Why is this one just like falling through? Percussive maintenance already? Don't mind me. What happened to the original channel? This is going to be the stream channel. The original channel is going to stay for videos. This one will be for when I'm doing streams like this. So, original channel, not going anywhere. But I just don't want to clutter up the original channel and this one when it comes to streams. Okay, that little hex driver is garbage. So, LTT screwdriver it is. I am already feeling like I need my gloop tea. It is nice that YouTube does separate lives and streams and videos on your channel pretty well. Honestly, the biggest reason for my switch up is the main channel. I don't intend to focus on 3D printing as much in 2024. Don't get me wrong, we're still going to be 3D printing in almost every video or in every video. That's not going to stop. But I don't want my channel to be like all 3D printer builds all the time. I feel like there's only so many videos I can make in that realm. And so as I start to do more videos about making random stuff, like things for around the house and around the studio, and build art projects and other things, the main channel would become very confusing to new followers if I'm doing streams where I'm building a Voron, but somebody followed me because I'm, you know, doing... they followed me for an art project and I'm building a Voron in a stream. That's going to be really confusing for those folks. So that's the primary reason for the change. I want the channel to be more about making things with 3D printing and less about any projects I'm willing to disclose. Well, we're a pretty small stream right now. Why not? One of the first projects, I was starting to hint at it before I started putting this together. The backdrop for the studio is changing. And excellent camera reviews. Thank you. We'll see, hopefully. Any plans for laser or CNC stuff? Yes. I'm planning to build a CNC probably this coming year. I was supposed to be getting a bigger laser. Don't know if that's happening or not. Don't forget to sub. Yes, welcome to the new channel. Thank you very much, Tor. So, new channel, please consider subscribing. Let's get this channel rolling so I can start actually making money and do streams more often. The Milo CNC. No, not Milo. Millennium. Or is it, do they call that Milo? They don't call that Milo, do they? The Millennium Project one. The Millennium CNC. That's what I want to build. It's more like a Bridgeport style, so something that can do metal. I'm not worried about a big... I don't have space for a big CNC that could do, like, sheet goods. That's an expensive tea warmer. Yes, it is. We take our tea seriously here. I want something that can do beauty shot of the tea. Beauty shot of the tea here. I want something that can do... Yeah, Millennium looked great. I didn't get enough time at Smurf to talk to them as much as I wanted to, but it does look great. So that's what I want to build. For a CNC. I was supposed to get a bigger laser, and I can't justify building... you sure you're not British? I'm sure. Couldn't justify... I can't justify building a bigger laser. And I need CO2 lasers, and I can't justify all the optics and all that, messing with that stuff. I was supposed to get a bigger one. Companies ghosted me twice now. They ghosted me once, and then they were like, oh, we're sorry, we're still going to send you that. And it was like, oh, awesome. I responded to that, and I haven't heard from them since. It's like, you off to a great start here, folks. Anyway, talking about my projects. One of the first projects I'm going to be doing is a new backdrop for this side of the studio. I'm getting rid of these shelving units behind me that all the printers are on. Yes, it is linear rod inside of these extrusions. What laser do I have right now? I have the X-Tool P2 laser. CO2 laser. I really like that machine. It's just too small for my needs. Really handy, user-friendly. I really like it, but I can't cut panels for like Vorons on it, which is my biggest want. I was supposed to get a bigger machine that would allow me to do that. We'll see. These shelving units are going away. So to each side of me back here, they're going to be gone. And in place of them is going to be a toolbox on each side. Toolbox on each side, and then I'm going to build new wall behind here. So the 3D printers will sit on, not on the toolboxes, they'll actually be built on a shelf, but basically look like they're sitting on the toolboxes, and the toolboxes will be full of all my parts. Because like right now, all my spare parts, like extra motors and extruders and hot ends, they're all just strewn around the studio, and whenever I'm working on a project, I get so lost trying to find the parts I need. It's wasting so much time, and that needs to be fixed. So I'm going to go to a better organization system in toolboxes. 0.1 to 0.2. I've got a couple of the pieces right here. So that's happening very soon. I designed a mini stealth burner. I know this does exist, but I designed my own take on it to LGX Lite adapter, housing. So LGX Lite goes on top. You put your own choice of hot end in there. I'm not supposed to talk about the hot end I'm using in that build, unfortunately. And 7530 add-on part cooling, auxiliary part cooling going in the build. That one, it's not the next project, but it might be the second to next project. Any chance of Micron content? No, I'm not messing with a Micron. My 0.1 upgrade, I haven't really talked about that much publicly. It's going to be a cross between a Box Zero, a Pandora's box, and a Voron 0.2. The Box Zero hasn't gotten a 0.2 update yet, and I don't like the printed top sections on the 0.2 or the Box Zero. Pandora's box has a better frame. The Pandora's box design has a better frame with the extrusions that go all the way up for the box design. So I'm going to take the exterior frame from that, and I'm making my own stuff. Actually, I already have. I already made my own variant of the Box Zero. You can see how the corner of the motor housing is cut out here. The motor mount, whatever. So the extrusion can pass up through there, and it needs like 8 additional idlers to. I didn't get that. Could you try again? Shut up. Siri only ever kicks in while I'm doing streams. Yeah. So, just my own take on things. I'm not really sure what to call it. That's why I keep calling it a 0.2-ish, because it's not really a 0.2. It's not really a Box Zero. It's not really a Pandora's box. Biggest thing for me is with my V0, I just want to be able to hit go and might remix my top panel, my back panel for top hat extension. Love how it looks. Awesome. I probably won't be doing that. So if you take that on, awesome. I might use it. Biggest thing for me with the Zero is I don't want the added complexity of V0 point Mandic. Yeah. I don't want the added complexity of the additional motors and additional parts. If I'm spending that much money on the build, like, it's starting to get silly. They have a nicely improved gantry setup. I'm happy with the gantry. Like, I'm happy with the motion system on the Zero. But not, I don't like top hats. I don't like the top hats. And I want to get rid of those. And I do want to update a few things to the way the 0.2 is done. So it's pretty much the only. I would have left mine in the 0.1, except for I knew I wanted to change the frame to the box style. And if I'm going that far, I might as well upgrade it to a 0.2. So, okay, what's next? Am I missing any here? Oh, 2 more up here. That's weird. Whatever. Tap changer. I've got to catch up on your tap changer stuff. That really intrigues me. I would love to build a tool changer. I just really can't justify it. 0.2 Bowden build. Awesome. I really want to build a 0.2 Bowden. I'm about to build a Voron. I'm about to build an LDO 0.2. I'm not 100% if I'm going to review that or not. It's one of the only 0.2 kits I haven't reviewed. Well, I haven't reviewed FormBot either. I got a 0.2 LDO R1, S1, whatever the heck kit for myself. And I'm going to build that as is, but I'm tempted to convert it to Bowden after I'm done building it. Just because I want a Bowden Zero. I don't have a Bowden Zero. Alright, let me check these for tight. before they're never seen again. One of the next builds is my Hot Rod Trident build. 24/7 ears must be burning. I have no desire to chase Albert. Albert is in a class of his own, at least compared to me. I just want fast, reliable machines I can use for projects. And I'm sick of, right now, the machines I use on a regular basis are my Bambu X1, my Voron 2.4, and my Voron 0.1. Those are the only machines I use on a regular basis. I need more machines for bigger projects because I'm so often sitting around waiting for parts to print. So I'm building another 2.4, a Trident, another Zero. That's what I have planned for right now, and upgrading my 0.1 to a 0.2-ish. I want to, in 2024, I want to get rid of branded machines and go as open source as I can. Partly because I don't want to keep talking about the 3D printers so much. So I don't want to be like continually showing like a Bambu machine, which is, if I'm always talking about Bambu machines, I'm basically always recommending Bambu machines. I don't have a problem with that, but like they're not paying me. So it's kind of silly for me to just like talk about their stuff when they're not even paying me or whatever. If they were a sponsor, that's different. All right, this goes back in here. Currently planning an IDEX Trident build. The printers just become tools. Yeah, and that's what I want. I want the printers to just be tools. I don't want the printers to be like continually the focus. Like, there's still going to be a focus in some respects, and especially on this channel. Why is this not going in here? This little clippy is dumb. There we go. Okay, that's in. That piece goes back in. Now it wants me to make my electrical connections. I guess I don't have to install any screws in the bottom. That's weird. Why does it ship? Oh, I get why it ships that way. I think I get it. I think. I probably shouldn't lean it on the screen. But yeah, I want the printers to be tools more than the focus moving forward. Okay, that's all out. Now we got electrical connections to make. It's got a USB-C cord, a USB-C plug, a plug for the extruder. Nope, that's the camera. This one's for the Y-axis or X-axis, and then there's a Z-axis wire stuck to here. This is definitely way more complex, and you know, for this being the machine that they expect to be the more beginner machine, I wish it was a simpler assembly. This is, you know, it's not more difficult than an Ender 3, but I would expect more. I expect a little more plug and play user friendly than this from Bambu. Alright, now this has to like slot in. Oh, okay, this wire runs over top of this. Help if I show you folks better. Yeah. Alright, so that plugged in. Our camera plugs in there. And where's the one screw? Right there. Alright, that's nice and tight. That's not coming loose. Our Z-axis motor can plug in. Oh, that's the X-axis. Alright, and now this little door can close. over this wire. All right. Okay. Should definitely do a streaming setup video. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Do a walkthrough of my streaming setup. I'm going to be doing a video on the main channel soon that will feature my streaming setup a little bit, but that's a good idea. That'd be a good way to show this new channel. Thank you. Maybe that's will be the first video on this channel. Just the like, hey, this is my new streaming channel. Let's look at my streaming setup. Good call. Thank you. Does the A1 use a unique connector on each plug? No. It does not. They are the same, but they're color-coded. They have a color-coded tag on them telling you where they plug in, and then the port has a color code around... I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Yeah, you kind of can. You can kind of see here where there's an orange one, orange, yellow, and then a green one, and then there's a label on each one so you know where to plug it in. There's standard JST XH connectors on them, so I don't fault them on that. I don't necessarily fault them. I almost, from Bambu, I might have expected more of a proprietary plug, and I might not have been mad about it, but yeah. Okay, what's next? That's all done. Screen pops that way. Ah, our poo flinger. Our poo flinger. Purge wiper. Our purge wiper. Am I using a Seabor or Physec 0.2 kit? Neither. 0.2 I'm going to be building soon is LDO. I'm going to be building an LDO 0.2 kit that I intend to keep and actually use. And my 0.1 is self-sourced. So the 0.1 that I'm going to be upgrading to a 0.2 is self-sourced, and it's the upgrade is self-sourced as well. So this goes here. Our little poo flinger. I got to print one of the toilets for this thing. Where's this go? All right, goes up through there. One of the poo catchers for this. I need to print. Do they recommend thermal paste? I haven't seen yet. I would sure like to use thermal paste in there if there's room. I haven't taken it apart yet, so maybe we'll take a look in there. You know, I don't know that they recommend it. I didn't see any in the box. It came with grease, but I didn't see thermal paste. All right. Let's look in the box real quick. Where'd I put it? Oh, right here. This doesn't say lubricant oil and lubricant grease. Nope. Didn't come with thermal paste. So, didn't come with thermal paste. I've kind of wondered that too. Like that whole holder assembly seems to me like it would make more sense with thermal paste in there. But I guess it would complicate things for most people. All right, now it's showing us the AMS Lite assembly. I'm not worried about that for the moment. As I already largely put that together. All right. We're pretty far along here. I guess, should I get a print going? Does this just dangle? I guess it would go to the Bowden tube, clip to the Bowden tube. Weird. AMS Lite. Let's see about assembling the AMS Lite top assembly. I'm going to pull up the instructions quick. Top AMS Lite. Top mount screws. No, I want the guide. Yeah, see, sure looks like different screws come with the hardware kit. Lubricant grease. Yeah, it didn't come with the hardware. I don't think it came with the hardware for this. It said it was supposed to, but it's sure doesn't look like it. They say you can use 12 M3x10, which I have plenty of. But weird. Alright. Apply grease to the slide. What's slide? Alright, there's a slide section here that it wants me to put grease into. I'll do that for the top. Puncture this. This feels weird, greasing PLA parts. But here we are. Do you do anything with MSLA or SLA printing? I actually did resin print a handful of parts this week. Actually, just another project that's coming up is I'm going to be building a dedicated resin printing station. That'll be another project where I'm going to build an enclosure for my resin printers that's also charcoal air filtered, because part of why I don't print more with that stuff is the smell and how much it stinks up a studio, because I work in here every day, all day. So, lock piece in. There's this lock piece that goes in here. How does this work? Oh, there's supports inside. Bambu's designs are so freaking strange. There's this little piece here with supports inside of it. Their printable designs always drive me freaking nuts. I don't know how the heck this is supposed to work. Alright, I just gotta, like, peel it out of here. There we go. Alright. That support piece inside of this tight little housing. That's strange. So, I think this slips down in here. Yeah. Okay. That's a good fit. It slips down into this housing section here. Still spins freely. Okay. Well, no, these are printed parts. What I'm producing is the top mount for the AMS Lite, and that is not a factory part. This is a mod, an add-on. It is an official mod from Bambu, but it is a mod. So, it doesn't include these parts. I had to print them. I printed them yesterday. Yep, I had to print these. Lock piece goes in, then the screw. There's a screw piece that goes in here. Supports don't want to come off. I would have liked to have used support PETG as the support interface, but I've been having really bad luck with that lately. Struggling today, long night. I hear you. It's been a long week. I am so ready for 2024 to be over. Come on. Supports don't want to come off. Any freaking time now. Would not call this an amazing design. There we go. All right. Our little screw goes in here. That threads in nicely, and it locks. Okay. Now I can swivel it, so you can swivel this. It'll make more sense when it's together. You can swivel it to load spools onto the top mount AMS Lite. Assemble the latch using 2 of the M3 by 23 screws. Okay. There's the latch mechanism. This fits into here. There's some port material in this hole. Support material in the hole. Of course there is. This is a 3MF from Bambu. I didn't like paint supports on or anything. It came this way. Really not a fan of it. I've made I've made it clear before, but I'm not a fan of Bambu's printable designs. And that still remains true here. Okay. Screw goes in here. Boop. I am shaky. Oh, so shaky. Ay, ay, ay. Any time now. This hole should have been like 0.5 millimeter larger. Inner diameter. I don't know why it needed to be so tight. Alright, that's through there. Second verse, same as the frickin' first. Use my LTT hammer. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, not a great design. How many people can watch me screw in a screw? For how long? This is, my electric screwdriver wouldn't do a very good job on this either because it's just tight enough that it wouldn't be happy. DigiKey order, awesome! Sounds like your holiday weekend is gonna get better. All right, okay. Now that latch piece is in there, or the yeah, the latch. Okay, so this goes on here like that, and then latches. Oh, there's a catch on the back. There's a catch back here. Okay. So this goes on top here, kind of clips on, and then the latch on the back grabs. Okay. Okay. Now, Z-axis stiffeners. Because this puts the weight up at the top, they have these braces for the Z-axis to keep it from tilting backward. A little weird, but they do have them. There's some support material on this one still. scrape support out of this. So it's the stiffener piece, angle gusset to keep it from tilting backward. There we go. Scrape these supports out of here. It's such a messy, because I don't like using tree supports for this, but the design kind of requires tree supports. Still interface material on here. There we go. Have to vacuum after this stream. How's the remote computer server build going? It has not gone so far. That will be a project very soon. I was tempted to try and do that project this week before this stream, but I kind of thought better of it. So, snag the dampers. Oh, weird. That's what these are. These are just single little circles that drop into here and act as damper feet. That's really doing a lot. A single, it's like a 2-wall extrusion cylinder. Okay. Sure, Bambu. Oh. Second verse, same as the first. Yeah, the new the remote computer setup, I was really tempted to work on it for today, but I didn't want to tempt fate and have this go wrong, have that go wrong, and not be able to stream again. So, I decided against it. God, I do not like tree supports when it comes to simple flat objects. What a mess. What a freaking mess. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. What's the goal of the remote system? The remote system goal is, like right now I'm streaming off of my laptop right here on the corner of the desk, but this is taking up so much of the desk space that I could be using for this project right now. It's in the way. Also, my laptop is really old. Not really old, but like a handful of years old. It's not that powerful. And my workstation computer is like, you can see it in the corner of the frame right now over there. So like, it's silly to not use that computer for my streaming, but I'd have to run cables along the floor or over the ceiling, and it's a mess. I've got a setup. I'm going to use a single cable Thunderbolt from the desk here back to the computer, and the whole stream setup, the whole streaming configuration will run off that one cable. So I'll be remotely accessing that computer at this bench. So that's the goal. Okay. Now, wiggle the clamp. There's these clampy pieces that go around the extrusions. All right. Clampy pieces go around the extrusions. All right. And now the stiffeners go on. Okay, so these slide on the back. So let's spin this around real quick. Clean some of this crap off. Bench. Oh, so much junk. I have to vacuum when we're done. Okay, so these have like a catch that grabs onto the back frame section. Okay. And now... Ow! Pinched my finger. Okay. Oh, I forgot the stiffener, or the damper in this one. The single little frickin' extrusion that goes in the base. I forgot it. Also, I printed these in white because it's what they wanted you to do. It kind of matches better, but this one is nasty dirty because it cleaned the bed of my 2.4. I printed these braces on my 2.4. Yeah, that's gonna do a lot. I can't forget that. Printed these braces on my 2.4 and all the rest of the pieces on the X1. The stuff printed on the X1 was printed in PLA. These braces are ASA. Just because ASA prints better on my 2.4 than PLA. And it was what I had in white to match this, even though they're not an exact match, color-wise. All right. Cool. Well, they fit well. Can't argue with that. Now these get screws from in the sides. I don't see the hardware for this, so I'm gonna have to dig into my own hardware. Double check I'm not missing something. I'm not missing something. Says it comes with the hardware. Didn't. Luckily, I got stuff. How am I finding my X1? Still useful? I still use it on an almost daily basis. I'm gonna have one more video. I'm gonna have at least 2 more videos on the channel. I'm not stopping doing 3D printer videos on the main channel. Just dialing back on them. And one of them is going to be my ultimate X1 upgrades. And I'll probably discuss more my X1. Like, I've never done a real review of the X1. So I'll probably do a roundup of my thoughts on it now that it's a more mature product in that video. Suffice it to say, I still use it. I like it. I'm not all mad about it. Are you going to keep the A1, review it, and get rid of it? I'm intending to keep the A1. I think I'm going to keep it. We'll see how much I like it. That'll be the deciding factor, of course. But this camera... I'm going to change a setting on this one real quick. Let's see, did that work? How are we at 2? That looks a lot better now. -1 exposure. So if I like the X1 or the A1, I intend to keep it. I like doing multicolor printing, but I just, oops. I leaned on my mouse. There we go. Move that out of the way. I like doing multicolor printing. I don't like tying up my X1. Like this week, I printed, I don't know if you saw on my Twitter, I posted it. I printed a gun from Cyberpunk for a friend of mine for Christmas. And it was like 36 hours of printing because I did it multicolor. He's going to paint it for a cosplay. But I still did it multicolor, so it'd be easier to print for him, or to paint for him. And it just... It tied up my machine for days. And I wanted to be printing other stuff. And I can't justify having more machines. So I think the A1 is going to become like my more go-to multicolor machine, and the X1 will be back to its more standard uses. Granted, I'm building more Vorons, so how much use is it going to get? I don't know. But yeah. X1 is probably the one printer I regret buying the least. I had a lot of issues with some filaments, which as far as I know is due to their PA calibration, but beyond that, it's been really reliable. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing, I tune my own filaments. I don't mess with their auto calibration. I don't run LiDAR, anything pretty much. I don't really care for any of that. But as far as just day-to-day running the machine, once I've tuned in a filament, it's reliable. It just works. I've had some problems with base layers lately. First layers have been like hit or miss. I don't know if that's down to my build plate or not. I'm not 100%. But yeah. Custom firmware on my X1. I don't have any intention of doing that. I want to see what it matures into. It's neat. I love to see that that's coming about. But right now, what I've seen Nero show of it anyway, it doesn't do anything that I find interesting. You know what I mean? Like, yay, I can look at the data, but what does that do for me? Pretty much. I don't see a reason at the moment to run it. Maybe in the future. I would love to change that. I'd love there to be like add-on features or plugins or something that do maybe let me do my own input shaper tuning and such. That'd be great. John, you're saying I recently got a P1S and AMS just for multicolor PLA to handle projects for wife and kid. Occasionally I'll use it. Got a K1 for ASA and a Mark IV with enclosure as my daily driver. Yeah, like I've been using the K1 a little more lately, and I don't like the K1. Now I have the old extruder on it, so the extruder lever clicks off on it and it ruins prints on me. I've got to put the new extruder and the new hot end in it soon, but I don't know. I'm almost certainly going to give the K1 away. It's just never clicked with me as a machine I particularly like. For me, it's going to be the Borons. The Trident, I wanted champagne problems, first world problems. I wanted to build a 250 Trident. I really wanted to build a 250 Trident for like my just daily running machine where I don't have a bunch of Orons yet. Yeah. I wanted a 250 Trident to just be a fast machine for like a part like this. This piece would fit on the bed of a Trident and just pump those out. Like for when I need parts for projects just done that won't fit on my V0. And LDO provided a Trident kit, but Jason sent me a 300 kit. So I don't get to build the 250 I wanted. I get a 300 instead. So very first world problem. Woe is me. He sent me a bigger machine than I intended. But yeah. I don't know if I really talked about that one yet. That's going to be a Trident. It's got CNC parts. I know I've shared those on Twitter. CNC parts. It's got a CNC carriage. It's going to have... That's what this gantry was supposed to be for. Was for that machine. IDEX in your future? Not on that one. Not on that machine. I'd like to have IDEX. That would be handy. But not on that one for sure. I'd like to build a Tridex. I definitely see, like, especially for like support materials. I'd love that for support materials. But what was I saying? Oh, it's getting 9mm belts, 48 volt stepper drive. The stepper motors will be on 48 volts. It's getting the Leviathan, the new LDO mainboard. It's getting active auxiliary part cooling from both sides. Both sides of the bed will have auxiliary part cooling fans. I'm actually robbing. I have a spare one. I'm going to get another one. I'm actually going to use the 120 blower fan out of the Bambu. So, yeah. So I'm gonna run up the because these Bambu 120s are quiet. They're really nice and quiet. Nearly a VZ bot. Yeah, it's basically gonna be like my Trident version of a VZ bot. Yes. Even down to the hot end. I'm gonna be running what Simon used to run before the Goliath, the Volcano Mosquito. So where you take the Mosquito Magnum and put a Volcano heater block on it. Love the Lego Wreath remix. Thank you. All right, let me switch this camera angle back. Bloop. All right, our support pieces are on. Ah, shit. I didn't tighten the screws over here yet. I think we'll see a load of exciting things happening with IDEX and multi-head machine printing moving forward. I really want a tool changer. I really want a tool changer because I would love to mix TPU and nylon or other basic materials like one second. That gun, the Cyberpunk gun that I said I printed has a black handle on it, but I would have loved to have made the handle on that TPU. If I could have printed a TPU handle around like a PLA core or something like that, I would have loved that. Yeah, that size of blower fan is very common. The behind me over here, the Cheetah X-Max also has that 120. That Cheetah X-Max behind me has the same 120 millimeter, cooler blower fan. The reason I like the Bambu one is I've had a couple machines with that same, with that same fan size in it, and the X-Max, the Creality K1, they're both like a little noisy when they're not at 100% fan speed, and the Bambu one isn't. The Bambu one is like consistent. It's good. So it just seems like the Bambu one might slightly be a better quality fan than some of the other options on the market. I already have one of the Bambu fans. I just need to get a second one for the other side. So that's the only reason I'm using it. One, because I had it, and two, because it seems like they're slightly better quality. Slightly. Like I said or showed, my my 0.1, I'm only using a 75 millimeter fan for that one, because that's more of an ASA printing machine. I don't really need the part cooling on that, but I do want it for when I really push the speed on it. So you did a dual auxiliary cooling on your Bambu. Cool. My Bambu, I'm going to put a bento box on the other side. I was working on designing my own cooling, and I just got tired of it. I got tired of the project. I'm like, I'm just going to put a bento box in it. So I need filtration on mine because I print ASA a lot on my X1. All right, let's put the toy on here. RGB took precedent. Hey, RGB is going to make your machine faster than auxiliary part cooling would. Maybe. Let me recenter this camera real quick. I feel like the camera has moved through the stream. Nope, you're going the other way. All right. Time for our toy. Time for our silly toy. On 3 and 4 facing the front. All right. Cool. Even had the slider. Yeah. I really haven't been using the slider during this, but the main camera is on the slider. I like that for streams because I can like quickly change position if I want to. I just keep forgetting to do it. I just keep forgetting that I can. Hopefully this goes better than the Neptune 4 Max stream. I hope so. And I expect so. The Neptune 4 Max has just not lived up to my hopes. I'm still having like a little bit of trouble with it. I haven't printed on it in like 2 weeks. Awesome to have different positions on a robot arm. That would be sick. Maybe someday if I ever get millions of subscribers, I'll invest in a robot arm I can use for streams. I don't only have to have one camera on a stream, right? Just make my viewers motion sick as I whip the camera around in midstream. Alright. AMS Lite is installed on top. Now you're supposed to just run the cable down to the back of the machine, which is dumb. Because it runs down and it plugs into the back of the machine, fine. But then it's just kind of like dangling here, and the bed will hit it. It's a really dumb idea. So I printed a mod. That clips on here and holds the cable away from the bed. Maybe a big Cartesian frame. I originally had thought about that quite some time ago. Bloop. Plug. Alright. That's plugged in. Originally, the desk build that I did here, where I put the 40/40 extrusions at each end of the desk to hold the monitor, and I've got my soldering station and such to this other side, I originally intended to go a little higher with it and put a crossbar over the top, and my thought was I would use a stepper motor and a driver and such, and move the and have a overhead camera rig that I could move very easily, just like program a couple of points on it. That was my original thought, and just never got around to it, / don't know if I really care. This one seems like it's not on here all the way. It also seems like this is going to hit. Like, it looks like a spool is going to hit the frame here. Let's check with the Polymaker spool. Empty spool Polymaker. Nope, it clears. But it clears. Okay. Alright. I was wrong. Getting rid of the broken Elegoo stuff for mainline clipper on your Neptune 4 Pro. Can't blame you. I wish these companies would stop. Just freaking run regular main clipper. Why? Why do they all do this? Why do they all insist on running these like offshoots of clipper and not the legit thing? Alright, there's these indicators that go on top of here. NFL style with a cable cam. That's not a terrible idea. And I could have it run from side of the studio to side of the studio. There have been worse ideas. Alright, there's that. Now this other one goes back here to indicate which one's which. Okay. I'm not mad about that. And now I feed the Bowden tubes through here. What I do with the Bowden tubes. I know I showed them to you folks. I showed them to you. Oh, here they are. Bowden tubes. Same reason so many love to skin outdated versions of Cura, lazy customization that they quickly abandon. Yes, you are not wrong. And now the next wave will be doing the same thing with Prusa Slicer. So, yay! Thank you, companies. All right, let's get this all hooked up here. Bowden 1. Oh, well, this is number 4. Number 3. Number 1 and 2. Time for me to go. Thank you for being here, Lee. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. There will be more streams in the near future. We'll start building some more fun stuff. Start building some fun stuff on stream in the very near future. Thanks for being here. Okay.
I couldn't find that in your Apple Music library.
I didn't ask you to. I didn't ask you to, Siri. Always, always, always coming in with the stuff I didn't ask for. Okay. Now these get plugged in to here. All right. Make sure I don't twist these up. Just want them as smooth as I can get them. Smoothly separated as I can get them. All right. They're all in there. Into this like buffer thing. There's one more separator here. You're going to build over a few weeks like Modbot. Yes, I do intend to do that. Yes, I do. I'm sure I still won't do everything on stream, but yes, I do intend to do that kind of style of like bring you folks along for a build. Chip away at it bit by bit. Yes, that is my goal. I don't like that. Let's go to this one. There and there. All right, so now that picks up that out of the way. Cool. All right, you can't see me behind the Roberto the robot here, but I'm here, I promise. All right, I think we are ready to power this thing up. Ready to power this thing up and print something. Maybe warm my tea back up. PLA, PTG. Yeah. Weird, the bedsheet like rocks back and forth a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm gonna double check the instructions, make sure I didn't miss something here. All good there. Plugged in, power on. Cool. Time to power it. I heard a click. Unleash your creativity. That was loud. That was loud. All right. Let's bring the table up a bit. Start setup. I'm gonna have to log this onto my Wi-Fi real quick. Hello, Turtle Engineer. English, North America. Select Wi-Fi. There we go. Here's my studio. Connecting. I don't think I've updated. I haven't updated Orca Slicer on my laptop. Let me do that quick. Probably doesn't have the profile for this in there yet. Orca Slicer. I pretty much only use Orca Slicer at this point for everything. So, thoroughly... Ooh, 1.9 beta. Let's get the 1.9 beta release. Oh, 1.9 beta was released today. Active noise reduction did come out for the X1. I haven't put it on my machine yet, but it did come out. I've been waiting to put it on my machine because I want to include that in a video when I do it. So I will be doing that in my next video about the X1, which might be my next video. I'm not sure yet. It very well may be my next video, my X1 upgrade video. I've got all the pieces I need for it. I just need to take the time and do it. So updating Orca Slicer. Have heard the update isn't good. I saw somebody saying that they had issues with the update. As far as... Check. Is this the right one? Nope, that's P1S. Oh, the cover is over the camera. All right, now it's got to do vibration compensation and motor calibration. Let's let it do that. We're going to let it do that. Starting. Like living on the edge. Yeah. Like this could be a little lower. It's doing the motor noise cancellation right now. Or no, it's homing, so it can do. Homing, so it can do. I don't know what just happened. That camera die? No, I've got a view of it. I switched to the wrong camera angle. Does reduce the motor noise by a lot. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to hearing that. I am always happy if a machine can be quieter. Never going to be upset about that. Somebody said the speed benchy on the SD card on this is corrupt on Twitter, so I'm going to give that a thought. Your thoughts on Prusa machines in general? Don't hear you talk about them much. I don't talk about them much because I don't really run them. I had a Mark III. It wasn't for me. I wasn't a big fan of my Mark III. It was annoyingly loud. Print quality was good. It was too slow. I had a lot of trouble with my Mark III. I kind of got a lemon. Just dumb things I had to fix on a regular basis. And I was just never a fan of my Mark III. Especially then I moved into printing a lot of ASA and other materials like that where I needed enclosures. Would you consider an XL? I pre-ordered an XL day one. As soon as they went on pre-order, I ordered one. When it came time for me to finalize my payment and get my X1, I did not. By that point, I just had other machines that I used so much and I couldn't justify the expense. I would love a good tool changer, but I just can't justify the expense of it for me. Loved my Mark III, but I was a month into 3D printing when I came across a stream by Nero. Yeah, I mean, and now I've never considered the Mark IV because I don't print PLA that much. Materials I would want to print on it, I need an enclosure. Then I have to add on to that, and the expense of it is just, I can't justify it. When I can buy an X1 for less money than a Mark IV with an enclosure, it doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Everybody I've ever met from Prusa is nice folks. I love what they've done, but I don't have a particular interest or use for their machines at this point, for me. I think I'm going to zip tie this off to the side. I still don't like where this cable ends up. I'm going to zip tie it to the side over here. Cable tie it for right now. I see another machine from a young lad with tool changer at Smurf. I didn't get to talk to them. I did. I spoke to them for a moment at after the show closed, when it was just folks like vendors who were allowed to be there. I talked to them for like 5 minutes there, and I didn't really get a chance to look at the machine. I didn't get nearly enough time to see the show in general, unfortunately. Always happens when I have a booth. I spend too much time at the booth. Seen a lot of troubles with the XL. Tool changers are always going to be problematic. They're going to have things. Some of them are going to be good. Some of them are going to be bad. Like, I've seen plenty of people get really good results from the XL, so. Joel's video on the A1 resonated. My Bambu has made me love the hobby again. Yeah. That's like, Bambu, I never said that at any point in this stream, I don't think. I don't think I've said it at all. Bambu sent me this. I did not buy this A1. Bambu did send me this A1 combo. This was provided to me by Bambu Lab. I have no problem with them. Like, I don't. I understand a lot of people don't love that they're not open source. They are allowed to not be open source. Like, there's nothing against them doing that. I don't know. For me, like, the machines work and they serve a purpose. I prefer open source machines because I like to tinker with things. But for the most part, their machines work, and I do recommend Bambu machines probably more than any other right now. For most people. For like people who just want to print something, I generally tell them to get a Bambu. Now seems like a good time to get back to FDM. FDM is really coming into its own right now. Machines like this is more annoying to put together than I wish it was, but like they're coming a long way. You don't mind this open source, don't like cloud. Can't argue with that. I understand that issue. Definitely get that. And especially for a lot of people's workflow, or for many people's workflow, if you're really doing like legit prototyping or something, that could be a serious problem for you. But if that's true, you're probably not doing multicolor, prototypes on NDA products, or things like that, where plenty of other machines will serve your purpose pretty well and you don't need it then. I don't know. Something I didn't realize or think about. I wonder if me talking through this has any effect on the calibration. Yeah, I resin printed a handful of things this week for my partner to paint. I resin printed a handful of things, and I hated how sticky it was and how sticky everything was. It was so annoying. People that just want to print and not tinker are just as valid as those of us who tinker as much as printing. Absolutely. And some people really lose sight of that, unfortunately. So yes, I 100% agree with that. There is zero wrong with that. And I've recommended that to plenty of people. Somebody came up to me at Smurf. Somebody came up to me at Smurf and they asked, they wanted to get into printing. They didn't own a printer. They were really printing curious. They also want to learn CAD design. And they were like, what should I get? Should I get a Bambu A1 Mini or a Prusa Mini? Because they want to learn 3D printers. They want to learn 3D design, and they want to start printing. All of those things are their goals. And I flat out told them that, hey, look, they were asking for this particular input. Is that too much? Is basically what they were asking, like learning all that stuff at once. And I said, yeah, you're asking a lot. Like, I think they were a college student too, so it's like they couldn't devote their life to it. I was like, get the A1 Mini. Start learning CAD design. You can learn to print things. You can learn to design for printing. And then when you're ready, you can dive into more complex machines. Like, trying to learn all that stuff at once is asking a lot. Is there something similar like the Voron Tap for the Rat Rig V Core 3? Don't know. I have never built a rat rig and I have nothing to do with them. I'd love to. I'd love to build one, but I can't justify it. I'd really love to build a 500 or 400 millimeter rat rig, but can't justify it right now. But I have not seen any nozzle probing for those machines. They use the Ava carriage or their new rat rig carriage, and I haven't seen that. What's your opinion on the best course for Fusion? I know a little, but trying to learn more. I do not have good input for you, unfortunately. I'm pretty self-taught when it comes to Fusion. I do hope, one of the things I want to do with this second channel, this new channel, is streams. Design streams, where I just sit down and design parts on stream. Beep. Oh, it actually shows the hertz that it's the frequency of the hertz on the screen. 78 hertz, 79, 80. Okay. Really like Boop and Tap Changer. I've looked at Boop, but I don't have any reason for it. One of the things I like about by Zero is the simplicity. Product Design Online. I've heard good things about their stuff. (160 hertz). Do I have a favorite V0 conversion? I like the look of Pandora's box a lot. I've been really tempted to start building all the like printers for ants, but I know I'd end up in a rabbit hole and it gets so expensive, and I can only request products from vendors so much before I start like wearing out my welcome. So I really don't have any other good input on that, unfortunately. I like the look of Pandora's box. What's the other one I like the look of? What's the one that uses 2020 extrusions? I was really tempted to build one of those. Tiny T. I think it was Tiny T. Yeah, I think it was Tiny T. Why is Orca Slicer being so slow? Oh, because my laptop's old. That's why. Bambu Lab A1. Let's get this set up on here. Boop. All right, all right. 500 hertz on the Y. Might as well load up some spools of filament while we're waiting. Bambu sent along 4 spools of filament for this thing. So I'm gonna load it up with all Bambu colors. Load it up with all Bambu filament right off the bat. This is probably going to affect the input shaper calibration, or whatever you want to call it, vibration compensation. That's weird. One of these spools is white, the other one's clear. They're both just PLA basic. Has anybody tried Bambu's filament membership? I have most certainly not. Got that new electronic smell around this thing right now. Calibration complete. My monitor blacked out for a second there. You're all set. All right. We can print. We just gotta load up filament. Randomly get white or clear spools. Okay. I don't use a lot of Bambu's filament. Really haven't. I think this is the most filament I've ever had from them. So. That's not true. My X1 came with, you know, a handful of spools. All right, I'm gonna load up this blue. The blue. Oh, I can't really see what I'm doing from here. All right, we're feeding. All right, all right, all right. Oh, there's a firmware update. Of course there is. Updating. Yeah, their filament in general seems to often be out of stock. All right. Update, update, update. And we'll print a benchy, because of course we're going to print a benchy first. What else would we do? What else would we do but print a benchy? Thank you for the entertainment as I'm trying to unclog a Revo high flow. Oof. Hard as heck to get stuck filament out of. That sucks. I've never had that problem yet. Tried doing a cold pull. Just ordered my A1 coming from an Ender 3. Awesome. Hope you love it. Print a benchy at 200% scale. I'm going to print the default G-code that's already on the machine. Maybe I'll do a 200% in like multicolor afterward. I do like how little space this all takes up with the mount on top. I do like that. I like that. Need to center it though. Better center it. Cool. All right. Firmware update at 99%. On the 7th cold pull, and it's still pulling out old filament. Has glitter or something in it, which worked fine on the regular 0.4, but first attempt with the high flow did not go well. Shit, sorry to hear that. Curious to see how much the mount shakes when printing. Me too. Firmware update done. All right, let's print a benchy. Scanning the file. Please wait. Shouldn't take this long to read frickin' G-code off your own internal storage. Off topic, I'm building a Mercury 1, wondering if the files you created for the screen or the side brackets are available. I haven't released them yet. People have been asking and asking. I really need to make some time to like clean up the files and get them released. I will try and get that done soon, hopefully this week, and because it's been pretty common, people asking that. I don't know about the screen. I don't think I'm going to release the files for the screen. I'm not in love with how it works, and I still haven't gotten the screen to rotate. So when I use the screen, I turn my head sideways. But the rest of the parts I will. Hamster inside the machine has to wake up. Yeah. Hello. Scanning file. Is there an SD card I was supposed to put somewhere? I don't think so. Yeah. It just shows it printing. It just shows going in there and having the print files. I don't. Let me see if I can find the proper speedboat from Bambu for the A1. A1 Bambu Lab. Speedboat race, PLA basic for the A1. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Log into Maker World. It's not pulling up nothing on the screen. So maybe because I just did the firmware update, it wiped out the SD card data. I don't know. 14-minute A1. Oh, restarted. That's a good call. Let's power off and power back on. That's a good call. Powering off. Powering back on. Hey, you were right. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Speedboat Benchy. Use AMS. Next. Yep, that's what I want. Print. All right. Preparing. Well, that's kind of annoying. Standard IT procedure, you are correct. I failed to apply proper diagnostic steps here. My fault. Thank you, Zero String, for the input. All right. Check the second camera angle. Bed leveling. No, tool head cleaning. Oh, sound of it rubbing against that does not sound good. I do hope you can turn off the chimes, as do I. I do not want to hear that all the time. It's cute. It's cute, but it's too loud. I wonder if I can turn the volume down at least. I'll dive into the menu after this benchy. The bed is preheating. What should we name this thing? Oh. Orca Slicer just crashed. I'm on the Orca Slicer beta, so... Rebuilding the tool head on your SV06. Hope that goes smoothly for you. Alright, preheating. What should we name the A1? Sometimes it won't open unless you run as admin. I run Orca Slicer all the time. I don't generally have a problem, but... Roberto, because it looks like the Roberto from Futurama. I like it. You're right. Roberto. Roberto. Perfect. Is that how Roberto spells his name? Standard. Yep, Roberto. Cool. We have named it Roberto. Bed leveling. Why did it heat up to 65? And now it's down to 61. I wonder if it started bed leveling at 60 instead of 65. Maybe. Interesting. The slicer says it's 61. The screen says it's 62. And we haven't hit 65 yet. All right. Now the hot end's preheating. Fighting bed mesh under 2.4. Range is 0.06, but it still looks like shit. That's weird. What bed are you running on it? .6 should be fine for a base layer or a decent compensation. Are you sure that the bed mesh is being applied to your prints? It's loading the bed mesh and your start G code, I mean. It's pooping. It is. We got poop. We got poop. Interesting. It went till it skipped the extruder. Oh, that's it doing its flow rate compensation. Okay. I get it. I just got an AMS for my X1C and it poops so damn much. I know people said it does, but didn't realize how much. It does. It really does. Okay, so that's doing its flow rate or its PA calibration or something. I see. Man, this is really pooping a lot for a single color frickin' single print. All right, we're off to the races. I'm gonna move the microphone closer to the printer. Double T, please do send me the info. I'll take a look. How fast is that printing? I don't know. This is their own speedboat benchy print, so that looks like probably like 300 to 500 millimeters. Interesting infill design. Choice. It looks like it's probably, yeah, I'd say it's doing like 500 on the infill. Something like 200, 100 on the exterior. Pure guess. Pure guess just based off of experience, but still a guess. I could probably open the G code and preview it. Yep, 500. I just opened the G code in Orca Slicer. It's 500 on the infill, 400 on the inner wall, 200 on the exterior, at 12,000 acceleration on pretty much everything. I think it's probably overriding flow rate too. Yep, it's overriding the flow rate too to 50 millimeters cubed. And they're using, this is interesting. Here's the G code in Orca Slicer. You can see they got these like modifiers in here for different areas, but you can see the speeds over here. Oh, camera's blocking the speeds. Bloop. So 400 on the inner wall, 200 on the exterior, 500 on sparse infill, and then all these like changes to modifiers and such. Interesting. Interesting. It's not pushing 50 millimeters cubed per second. It is not doing it. They are overriding. They set the G code for this print to override 250 millimeters cubed per second, so they wouldn't be flow rate limited. But on a day-to-day basis, you would not want to run 50 millimeters cubed per second flow rate. We'll test maximum flow rate out of this, but I truly doubt it's 50. How'd I open that? I downloaded the 3MF file off of MakerWorld. The 3MF file for this print is on MakerWorld. I downloaded that and then I opened that in Orca Slicer. Yeah, they're cheating. I mean, it's not cheating. Like, it's what people do when you're trying to push things to the limit. You're gonna overrun your flow rate a little bit. Even Albert with his super fast, like, you know, 3-minute benchies, he's not flowing as much filament as he really needs to for those. It's going. It is going. I'm gonna go grab a snack real quick. I'm gonna throw the music on a little bit. I'll be right back, like less than a minute or two, but done. All right, we got a benchy. We got a benchy. Pop it off the build plate. Stuck real good. Stuck real good. Boom. Benchy. A little smushed on the lower layers. Let's take a look. Yeah, ModBot is on Wednesdays. I knew that. My intention was to do Thursdays. Steve and I talked about it. Steve is looking to add a second stream day to his week, but he was thinking Thursday as well. But I'm thinking Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So, like, no, there's no way I'm going to go longer than, like, 3 hours, generally. I start to lose my voice after, like, 2 hours. So, 3 hours is pushing it for me. So, Steve and I did talk about it. Like, Thursdays, I could stream from 5 to 8, and then Steve can go from 8 to onward. Because he's on the West Coast, so that's 5 o'clock time for him. So, it kind of makes sense. Just don't stream at midnight. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I am a late riser, but not that late. Let's take a closer look at the benchy. I'll switch up camera real quick. Ah! Sorry, microphone is falling. Okay. Closer look at the benchy. Ooh, help if I get it in front of the camera. Focus. Honestly, I mean, pretty good. Not amazing. Some bow lines. Some bow lines here I don't love. Overhangs look really good. Some lines at the overhang areas. The bottom definitely over squished. Bambu always over squishes their first layers. I don't love that about any of the Bambu machines. Stack looks really good. Roof looks really good. So overall, a solid benchy. The A1 with the AMS like this looks like Roberto from Futurama. You are not wrong. In fact, you're so not wrong that we named this one Roberto. Somebody suggested I name it Roberto, so that's what I named it. Official print time. Great question. It says 19 minutes on the screen, but that's also counting the probing and prep steps. The G code says 14 minutes. I didn't timer it. So, fast. Fast. Definitely no means perfect. Actually, I can see some inconsistency in the top layers now that I'm looking in here. So, definitely not the speed I would print out on a regular basis, but if you really, really need to push it, it could do a 14-minute benchy. Okay, let's do a max flow rate test. Ajax, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, I'm going to slice a flow rate test. I'm going to close Orca Slicer and reopen it because did it come with any cool Hue Forge? Oh, that's a good question. Ajax, when can I get your thing? Is it available yet? Your emissivity or whatever tester, your tester thingy, I forget what it's called. Nope, no Hue Forge on the SD card. Perfect machine for Hue Forge. It is an excellent machine for Hue Forge. All right, yeah, let's look in the menu system real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find the beeper. Changing camera angles. Oh. Sounds. Off the sounds go. All right. I never actually changed camera angles. Self-source beta is live on my Patreon. Okay, cool. Cool. I will look into that. All right. I just turned the sounds off, I believe. Production Q1 2024. Cool. Awesome. So sounds are off now. Those were adorable. I really like how 8-bit they sounded, but I would drive myself insane every day doing that. So let's do a maximum flow rate test. I'm going to switch to Orca Slicer quick. Bloop. Orca Slicer, calibration, max flow rate. Let's set it to 30. I doubt it. I'm going to put it to 35. I doubt it's going to hit 30. I doubt it's going to get anywhere close to that, but we're going to push it. I'm going to bump the temps just a little bit on the hot end. Just running PLA basic setting, but I'm going to bump it to like 225. Give it a better chance. Is that really set to... No, okay. Alright. Let's print this. Roberto! Send. Let's see how much we can push the flow rate. I remember watching Barnacules do MIDI to G-code on his Ultimaker. That's fun. I've seen some of the using 3D printers as instrument things. They're cute. This bed's not on here perfectly. Let's see how much we can push the flow rate on this thing. I just realized you can see the second camera on the main camera angle. Let's move the main camera. Time to go. Carrie, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Good night. All right, that's good. Is pooping. It's pooping. How long is this test supposed to take? I didn't even pay attention to that. 30 minutes. I don't want it to take that long. Let me mess with this a little more. It does poop a lot. It poops a lot. For just a single color start print, that's a lot. I don't disagree. Alright, we're just going with this. I don't feel like restarting this print. It doesn't do input shaper on everything. It just checks to make sure that the value it had previously sounds good. So it just does like a quick like shake of the head to be like, is this good? It's good. Okay. The X1 and the P1P do that as well. P1 series. Anytime now. Now I assume we're going to do a level run. And let's see how much flow we can get out of this hot end. I'm curious. Oh, good. It's not doing a full level run. Thank you. Please don't. Damn it. It's doing a full level run. I was really hoping it wouldn't. I was expecting the way the X1 behaves, where it'll check a couple of points to ensure that your bed mesh off the last one matches, and if it does, it won't do a full bed mesh, but it's doing it. Does it wobble much with the AMS Lite on top? I haven't seen it so far. That's something I'm going to have to test much more in depth. I don't have time to test that in this video, or the stream. But so far, I'm impressed with how stable it actually was when it just did the benchy, which was as fast as it's ever going to print. It's purging the waste from the... Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop that when you're doing an AMS print. That's the way the AMS works, unfortunately. So I'm not aware of any way to disable that. So if you're using the AMS, it's going to poop that much every time. Kind of annoying. It must be a longer distance from the cutter to the hot end than there is on the X1. I don't think the X1 poops that much between prints. It does poop, but... anytime now. Alright, and away we go. Away we go on our base layer. Single color prints would be best without the AMS, yes. As long as this is behaving the same way that the X1 does, which I believe it is. What did I set the start-stop flow rate to? I set it from 10 to 35. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near 35, but I set it from 10 to 35. We'll see. I'll be really shocked if it hits 35. All right. You know, I forget to do these things. If If you folks are new here, please consider subscribing since this is a totally new channel. Yeah, please consider subscribing to the new channel, Mandic Labs. It's the streaming companion channel to the main channel, Mandic Really. And drop the stream a like if you want to see more streams like this in the future, because there will be more as we go. Just got to get the brim down so we can hit the base layer and really start running with it. Like the smash button, like that smash button, and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when there's a new stream. Thank you, Mr. Tiberium. Appreciate it. Yeah, I forget to say these things because I try to avoid saying them in my videos. But then this is a brand new channel, so I need to promote it a little more. Need to promote it a bit more. Oh, now we're off and running. I think the brim is laid down. Now it's ready to start running the actual print. The layers for the max flow rate. Subscriber 157, love it. How loud are the fans compared to other printers? My other printers, honestly, loud. It is not quiet. It is not quiet, but I'm trying to think. Honestly, so many of my machines are enclosed these days that I don't notice that much. This is definitely louder than the X1 or the P1's part cooling fan because it's open and it doesn't have the auxiliary part cooling. So it's pushing some serious air, I guess, through that single 50-15, or, well, it's not a 50-15. I forget what the fan is. Your Mercury 1 build, does it sound like a rattlesnake at certain speeds? Mine sounds like it's going to explode at 40 and 90. Yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. Mine has like a few speeds and acceleration points where it'll make funny sounds, but they're few and far between. I would not say rattlesnake. It sounds like you maybe have like a bearing issue in one of your bearings or your linear rails. Pure guess. When this really gets ripping here, I'll see about getting a fan speed sound. If we can. What was that noise? Made like a click noise. I think it might have been the filament just clicking. I think it might have been filament. Oh. A few people in Zero G Discord said they had the same problem with no solution. Huh. Have you tried running TMC Auto Tune and maybe setting your motors to quiet? Some weird motion things in a Core XY system designed like my Voron 2.4, there's certain speeds where it sounds like it's vibrating in a weird way. but it's fine. It doesn't show up in the print, but it does audibly sound that weird. But it's usually at speeds I'm not running it at, usually at lower speeds, like 40. I don't run my machines at 40 millimeters a second very often, so... Final caught a live stream. Welcome. This is the very first one on this channel. So, welcome to it. This is the new channel. Hadn't heard about TMC Autotune. Definitely look into it. Are you running the Fabrico motors on your Mercury one? Yeah, new channel, Mandic Labs, the new streaming channel. So, welcome to it. We're doing a maximum flow rate test on the Bambu A1 right now to see how hard we can push this thing with Bambu's PLA filament. I used Clipane and TMC Autotune last night on mine, fixed a bunch of issues. Okano, welcome, and thanks for adding to the conversation. Just need a GTE too, GTE, yeah. I'm waiting on a Galileo kit. LDO was supposed to send me a Galileo kit. I want to convert my 2.4 to that, but it hasn't showed up yet. When's it going to kick to crazy? It'll get there soon. This is just how the flow rate test goes. It works its way up. Stepper online motors. Okay, yeah, I don't know if they're in the See, with TMC Autotune, you have to define the motors that you're using. I'm not 100% if those are included on the database of motors for that machine. You don't have to define the XY motors, but it would certainly help. Mine, I'm running the Fabrico Honey Badger motors, so those were in there. Stepper online motors are on there. Cool, good. Okano, I wanted to ask you, what is Clipane? I've not heard of that one. Let me look that up. That's a new one on me. Streamlined and generic configuration. Clipper configuration. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to look at this more. This could be fun to play with. Yeah, it doesn't look like something I particularly need for my work, but I'd be interested in playing with it. I've got a pretty good science down to how I configure machines and tune them in when I do a fresh build, but it could still be fun. Just hope it'll work. I'm running a really outdated version of Clipper Fork that supports the E5 display. No idea. I mean, I don't know. The E5P display is strange, so I don't know. Do you have an opinion on the on an A1 P1S? I like the P1S. I think the P1S is a good, probably workhorse machine. If I started running a farm right today, if I started running a print farm today, and I just needed to go get a couple of printers to run, I would probably get P1Ss. So that's my opinion. If I had to buy machines that I just wanted to grab and go with to run off prints, P1S is probably the one I would go with. I was close to doing that recently. I was considering doing a limited run sale of things. I was like, maybe I'll go buy like 2 P1Ss and set them up and just have those run constantly. And Anyone know what's up with the X1E? It's been shipping for months, but zero content. Honestly, I just think the X1E, they haven't sent it to anybody like me because it's meant for, like... I don't know this for sure, but I think the main focus and reasoning behind the X1E is the business, the B2B support. B2B support. Like, you know, it costs $2,500. The heater does not cost $2,500. I think the point of it is more so that, like, people who are buying that are expecting to have a phone number they can call for the person that they bought it from to help them out with it. Haven't seen them shipped to anybody I watch. No one said anything, almost like they're under NDA. I think Bambu just doesn't send it to anybody like me because there's not much of a reason, I guess. I don't know. You think at least one owner would have posted a review? Fair? I don't know. I feel like whoever's buying them, it's probably more likely engineering organizations who aren't spending time on YouTube content, you know? Print farms that do justify making content are probably folks who are already running a fleet of X1s or P1s, you know? Pure guess. I'm not spending $2,500 to fucking test the machine, so there's that. And Bambu, I don't have the greatest relationship. Like, I have a fine relationship with them, but I doubt they'd send me an X1E. However much I would like to have one. The only machine I have with a heated chamber right now is the Cheedy X-Max. No return on it. Exactly. I'm not going to sell a bunch of them. Like, if I was to spend $2,500 on it, it would take me years to make that much money off of a video about it. And even if I sell one or two of them through the affiliate program, that does not pay a lot. Their affiliate program kind of sucks. Speaking of which, there will be affiliate links in the description after this stream. In fact, I should add them to the stream now. I should do that now. Put the info in the stream description. Yeah, you mean you're not made of money? No, believe me, I'm doing my taxes right now. I am not made of money. I wish. I wish. YouTube Studio. Edit the description on the stream real quick to add my affiliate link in there because it's silly of me not to have done that already. I can't monetize this channel. I might as well put an affiliate link in. There's my affiliate link for this machine. Current printing seems to be perfect. Yeah, it's doing perfect right now. It's not to the maximum, not to the limits of its flow rate yet. We're testing to see how fast this, how hard the flow rate can push the limits. Where are we at here? I'm not sure how far into this print we are. Bambu, what do you want? A larger X1. Here's your larger A1 Mini. I love that they did that. Because they absolutely kind of said that. Hey, it's a bigger version of the A1 Mini, the larger machine that people want. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Cheeky. It was cheeky. I'll give them that. Honestly, at this speed, the fan is not that loud. Is this like not maxing out the fan speed? Oh yeah, it's not. The default profile only has the fan set to like 60%. It's pretty reasonably quiet at that speed. Let's get closer if you can hear. What's the print? We are testing the maximum flow rate right now. This is a maximum flow rate test. Welcome, Lee. Why not a delta afterwards? I don't know what you mean. Are these basic linear rails? I think they are just basic linear rails. Or that is just a basic linear rail. The y-axis is on rods. It's not on the linear rail. I don't see any grease port on the carriage. And the z-axis has linear rods inside. You have an Apple phone and watch. Do you not run their computers? I don't. I'm a PC person. I really would like a MacBook. I have a video coming out on the main channel soon reviewing a MacBook, of all things. Like I said, content's changing a little bit on the main channel. I will have a MacBook review in the not too distant future, and I really liked that MacBook. I did. I had a lot of issues with it too. But for my day-to-day work, for what I do, PC still reigns king. And I still like to game too. So, like, throw that in the mix. I would need, to do my work, I would need, like, one of the maxed out Mac Studio things, which they're so expensive, so. I wonder how this thing will be for maintenance 3 months down the line. Very good question. I will know in 3 months, hopefully. I wish I had a better answer than that, but. Still doing great on flow rate. Gaming sucks in a Mac, but I'm so limited, but I'm a graphic designer, so Mac's for me. Can't blame you on that. My partner is a tattoo artist, but a former graphic designer, and she runs a M1 Max MacBook Pro, and she loves it, and it's great for what she does. And for like a travel computer, a MacBook would be great for me, but for my day-to-day here in the studio, just not quite so much. Are you interested in running the X1 custom firmware that was announced? Not currently. I think it's really neat. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it, but I don't really have any interest in it. Desktop PC, laptop, MacBook Pro. I agree. There's plenty of things I don't like about the MacBook, but overall, for me, that's the way it is. Yeah. Anyway, the custom X1 firmware, I don't have any interest in it because it's not doing anything that I've seen yet. Like, it's really neat that I can look at the settings and whatever. It's really like I can look at all the settings and whatever, but it doesn't do anything for me right now. Like, maybe when somebody develops some add-ons that'll make use of that data, I'll be interested in it, but for right now, I don't really have any reason to switch. I don't have time to play with it, and I'm not a developer, so... Plans to add Ethernet, that would be nice. I do intend to wire most of my machines and get them off of Wi-Fi, just to clean up my Wi-Fi in the studio and make it a little nicer, but... Did you see Nero's taco bed on his X1? No, but I believe it. I don't think the X1 beds are flat at all. Partner, you can call her your wife. You got married not so long ago. You are correct. 0.7 deviation. Holy shit. Yeah, we got married. Ring. We did get married, but I don't know. I've always called her my partner. I call her my wife and my partner interchangeably. Because both are accurate. So, wow, 0.7 deviation. I am curious about that. I know the bed on the X1 is not flat. And I really, really don't think it's flat. So, I'm waiting for somebody. I'm amazed at this point somebody hasn't come out with an aftermarket bed for the X1s. I'm kind of amazed by that. Hopefully soonish, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. We're still trucking along. How far are we in this print? 72%. Is it gradient or is that speed? It is not a gradient. That is the speed. That's the speed making it change colors. I wonder how much, if it's under extruding yet. G10 plate is pretty rigid and compensate. Isn't there a load cell in the bed? Yes, there is. The load cell for leveling is in the bed. And we're not under extruding that badly yet. Surprising difference in color. Yep. I wonder if I can bump the temp up and see what happens. I just bumped the temp to 230. Let's see if it does anything. Maybe it's time to ditch its built-in display. I ditched that a long, long time ago, so I can't say, but... Interesting effect, multicolor purely from extrusion rate. You're not wrong. I want to build a Voron 2.4. Which kit would you recommend? LDO. LDO just makes the best quality kits I've come across. I have not built other 2.4 kits. I've only self-sourced my 2.4, and I've built a couple of LDO kits, and I really had no problems with them. I really enjoyed them. They are pricier, but overall, really solid. Yeah, actually calibrating this to occur would be difficult, but... It is interesting how much of a gradient that is. It's not a gradient filter. At least, filter. Not a gradient filament. Doesn't look like it. In any case, the A1 has a small advantage over the Core XY. The AMS is reliable. Yeah, I fought my AMS on my X1 this week. I really fought my AMS this week. And it was really driving me nuts, and I was really like, please, my A1 didn't arrive before I needed to print, so. I want to replace my Adventurer 3 with either a 0.2 or a Micron. Any suggestions on one over the other? I haven't built a Micron. The only thing I don't like about Microns is the expense. They're just fairly pricey for what they are. Like, I'd love to build one. I would really love to build one. But for how much it costs, you can pretty much buy a Trident kit. And at that point, why wouldn't you build a Trident? I kind of feel like. I don't know. I love the idea of the Micron, but once you start adding more motors and like messing with things, it starts to get pricier. And it feels weird to me to build a small machine like that at that point. It's still going. I'm surprised this thing's still going. I mean, I really like the 0.2 also. Just simple, get the job done. No quad gantry leveling or any of that stuff. Or, well, Micron. Is the Micron bed level? I forget. No, the Micron is, yeah, the Micron has a quad gantry. Think you got your MMU working well? Awesome. I really want to build a rabbit, Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder now that V2's out. I have the parts for V1. I gotta double check whether the bomb changed, but I think it did. Thing most people don't realize is almost all printers easily outrun the extruder. Extruder tech hasn't kept up with motion systems. Yes and no. It really depends on, like, I don't know. Orbiters, LGXs, most of them I find can keep up pretty darn well. What are the two spots on the rail? You mean like right here and over here? They're just grease. That's how far it's traveling, so it's like wiping grease to each end of it. Sorry, this question has already been asked. What's the difference in quality with a stainless steel nozzle or hardened steel nozzle with only PLA? It depends if you need the hardened. Well, I haven't really tested it enough to say what difference there is. I basically only run the hardened in my Bambus just because that way I can throw whatever material I want at them without issue. So for me, I would just do that and just would do that. But yeah, I'm amazed this hasn't failed yet, honestly. Oh, wait. Now it's failing. We're under extruding pretty bad now. I had at least one gap. We have failed. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go a little bit so it's a little more apparent to you folks, but you can see it there. Right there. But we are absolutely under extruding to the point of failure now. Yeah, tool changer is the ideal. It's just expensive because every tool head you add, it's more complexity, it's more parts to go wrong, more parts to program. Like, don't get me wrong, tool changer is the future, I think, but it's just making that reasonable. The two brackets in the back, are those printable upgrades? Yes. It's because I have the AMS on top. They print these. They include these back supports. The back supports are part of the part of the top mounted AMS setup. Tool head changer gets quick when you're talking about it just for hot ends. Yeah, absolutely. Parts, it adds up really fast. All right. Well, we have pretty thoroughly failed. I can stop this. And measure it. Quit. Wow, that was really fast when I canceled the print. That's nice to see. I like that it responded so well. That's good. Okay, how high did we get before failure? How high did we get before failure? I don't think this is a gradient. Maybe it is. I don't think so, though. Like, the filament doesn't appear to be a gradient. Oh, maybe it is. I see what you're seeing on camera now. Maybe this is a gradient filament, and I'm not realizing it. It must be. It must be. Yep. It is. The box says ocean to meadow is the color, so it is a gradient. I was wrong. It's gradient filament. Sorry, folks. Okay. Failure happened. Full-on failure occurred. Full-on failure occurred at... There, it's coming off the bed. Full-on failure at... about 43 millimeters up, but that's not going to be our real failure point. I doubt it. Actually, surprisingly still thick up there. It's actually surprisingly not too under extruded at that point. It's under extruding at that point, obviously, but... Okay, so... Here's something I don't discuss much when I'm doing these tests. A lot of people will look at one of these flow rate tests, and they'll look at where the holes are in the exterior. Let me turn the camera a little bit. Any frickin' time now. There we go. They'll look where the holes are in the exterior, but that's not actually your failure point. That's your, like, serious failure. That's where it just fell on its face, but that's not what you're looking for. What I'll do is I'll look where that is, and then I'll start breaking layers apart, and I'll go down lower and measure the wall thickness. Like, say, right here is 5 millimeters below where the holes are in the exterior. But if I measure the thickness there, the wall is measuring 0.68 millimeter thick. The extrusion width on this print is 0.75. So that's under extruding by 0.06 millimeter. That's not insubstantial. Now a little bit lower, another 5 millimeters lower than that, we've got 0.75. So we did not under extrude 5 millimeters. So it's a full 10 millimeters below where the holes are in the exterior, where it's actually still properly extruding. If you look to only the point where the holes are, you're not going to nail the actual applicable flow rate that you could use on a daily basis. Now, sometimes I'll just measure up to the hole and where the hole is, and then I'll say if I get 25 millimeters cubed per second, I'll set my flow rate to like 20, 21. I won't go all the way to 25 because I know that's like the ultimate failure point. It's not the point where I'm under extruding. Anyway, 35.6 millimeters up is where I'm still properly extruding. So, looking at my preview, 35.6. Honestly, that's like 32 millimeters cubed. Don't you have the lines? Yeah, it does. I just don't like trying to count the damn things. I always measure and then I just go off the preview in Orca Slicer, personally. So, I would say this could reasonably hit 30. And that really surprises me, honestly. I'm a fair bit shocked by that. 32 sounds like more than enough for a bed slinger. Absolutely. Now, I was extruding at higher temperature than I would normally. I was pushing like 230 at the end there. So like day-to-day printing, I don't know if I would push it that hard, but that's impressive. Honestly, for this, that is impressive. That's impressive. And I think on that impressive note, I would ask you folks to drop this stream a like and be sure to be subscribed to this channel, the new Mandic Labs channel. But I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for this one. We got a benchy, we got a flow rate test done, and we've got a functional A1. So, yeah, I'm liking it. I'm happy to have this thing in the arsenal now. I'm going to start playing with it. Hopefully yet today I'll come up with some multicolor prints or something to throw at it and start playing around a little more. Yeah. So, anybody have any other questions before I call it a day for this stream? I think we're going to call it here in a minute, but have to leave. Thank you very much for being here, Fabziel. Lovely 3-hour stream. Yep. Really fun stream. Look forward to the next one. Awesome. Thank you very much. Look out for announcements on both on here on the channel and Twitter, Instagram, and such about continuing streams. How do you stop the cable on your V2 from snagging the Z-chain? I don't have an answer for that. I generally grab it and move it or let it snag. I don't have a solution for that personally yet. I'm going to be trying to work on fixing that, but I don't have a solution yet. How sturdy is everything with the braces and everything? Not amazing. Like, it doesn't feel that sturdy, but I didn't notice the machine wobbling that much. I'll try and do some like VFA testing. Like maybe I'll run a VFA test with this on the top, take it off, rerun calibration, then do a VFA test with it off. So maybe I'll play with that, but at the moment I'm going to leave it on. So thank you, Dom. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for making the first stream really, I think, really successful. We had a way better turnout for this stream than I expected to, so thank you, folks. We really, honestly, we hit pretty much my average view count for a Mandic Really stream. So brand new channel, having the same viewership. Awesome. Thank you, folks, for showing up. Thank you for being here and supporting the new channel. So I appreciate it. All right, folks, I will catch you in the next stream. Next one, I think the next stream is next stream is probably going to be working on the LDO Voron 0.2 kit. I'm waiting on Filament to show up for that. CookieCAD, I don't know if you folks are familiar with CookieCAD, but CookieCAD has ABS filament coming out, and they have amazing colors. So they're sending me some of their ABS filament. As soon as that shows up and I can print the parts for that printer, we're going to start building the LDO 0.2. If that doesn't come soon, maybe I'll move on to the Trident. I got an LDO 300mm cubed Trident to build. So one of those is going to be the next one. I'm not sure which. So, all right, folks. I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for being here. See ya. I would love it if they get some ASA, hopefully in the future. We'll see. All right, folks. See ya. Bye-bye.